want to start tonight by talking to you guys and getting your boys' thoughts on the Raja Jackson Syko. What's his name? Syko.
What Syko was what's his name?
I want to say Syko Sam, but that's not it.
No, Syko
Stu, isn't it?
Syko Stu. Thank you, Sticks. I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinions on the Raja Jackson Syko Stu situation, since it's been like the talk of the internet this week.
Sure has.
Man, it's crazy. I seen the
First of all, have you guys seen the videos?
I saw the entire video. Video. When he went up to him with the can, he goes, "What are you doing?" He's out with one of the workers. And he kept saying, "I'm gonna f you up. I'm gonna f you up." And I get chill. And dude, they shook hands. They made up all this stuff like that. His boys were freaking trolling him, and that's why he went to the ring to do what he did, because it was all squashed. But and it sucks too, because and look, I'm not gonna say both sides had their issues, this and that, and Syko Stu, I think he has to be careful next time on who he attack.
I don't think there's going to be an next time.
Exactly, who he attacks, because he didn't know. But then again, you don't just freaking randomly hit somebody in the side of the head with a damn beer can.
Well, here's the thing, and we've said it time and time again when it comes to celebrities coming into the ring. Jelly Roll, Bad Bunny, Logan, or well, not really Logan Paul, because he's in the WWE now, but what's his name? Travis Scott.
Yeah.
When you bring these celebrities, and not to say that Raja Jackson's a celebrity by any means, his dad is. He's a UFC fighter that's like what, 0-1 or 1-2 or something like that. You bring him in, and he's got cameras with him. So I see where Stu makes the distinction that, this is part of the show. And his boy Rikishi's, however they call him Black Pearl. He's related to Rikishi somehow, because Rikishi owns this wrestling school. Mm-hmm. Says we're always working after it happens. So I could see where Stu makes the assumption that it's the dude's part of the show.
Yeah.
Because he gets in his face and he's like, "You don't know who I am? I'm Syko Stu." And Raja's like, "Who?" And then he picks up the beer can, an empty beer can, obviously. Yeah. He crunches it so easily. And then he says, if you listen to the video, he says, "What, aren't you going to sell it?" He legitimately thought it was a work, He thought he was part of the show. And then you had Cowboy Hat dude like egging him on afterwards, telling him to get his receipt. First of all, as a lifelong wrestling fan, my understanding, even though I'm not in the business, is that a receipt is for something that happens in the ring. Yes. If you hit somebody too hard in the ring, they get a receipt. A receipt isn't for what happens in a backstage segment. A receipt isn't for when you're having your cookout behind the building or whatever gymnasium you're wrestling in that night. So for him to go in that match and just brutally beat this dude.
And he was knocked out, and
to double underhook him, pick him up, and slam him MMA style. A slam, by the way, that my friends who are in MMA say is entitled to knock your opponent out. It is meant to knock that person out.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And knocked him out, and he picked them up with ease, and because he's selling it, he thought that it was part of the match. That's why he just let it go.
100%. Stu does not fight back. He does not do anything when Raja picks him up to slam him. He thinks it's all part of the show. Because before that, after they made up and shook hands, it was his understanding that they were cool and they were going to work it into the show. So he knew it was coming at some point. So he didn't even try to fight it.
Yeah. And his boy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, sis.
I think the issue lies where Raja isn't a wrestler. He's not used to having to give bumps to other people. He's an MMA fighter. His bump is knock him out so I can win.
And as fast as he can.
That's all he knows. So that's all he's going to do, because he doesn't know how to give you that bump to work to do the work. So I think that's where the problem and the issue lies right there.
No, I think he fully went in there meaning to hurt him because he was bragging online.
Because after he made up, his boys were freaking goddamn trolling him, saying, "Yo, you gonna let this dude do this to you?"
His dad was even trolling him.
Yeah. So, and he said, "Nah." Then they said before, and then he knew he did it on purpose. He did it because he wanted to do it. And his thing was that he figured said it all over the internet. People heard him that he was gonna do it, and that's it. Now,
all over Kick, bragging about how he's gonna beat a professional wrestler's ass.
Yep.
And how he's gonna just get in there and start swinging, and someone's gonna have to pull them off of him. And his dad, disowned him. Rampage Jackson is his dad, UFC star, disowned his actions, but then came out later and said, Raja had no business being there. He's an MMA fighter. He's not a professional wrestler. He shouldn't have been involved. He just got a concussion from training. And I can see where that could play in, because later on, when he's on Kick and somebody's calling him being like, yo, dude's flatlined in the ring, he's just like, sorry about it. You're basically being told that you potentially just killed somebody, and sorry about it is your answer,
right.
He should have never been there. And
I agree.
Cowboy dude, from what I've seen, has since been fired from not only this wrestling promotion, but his real job.
But also, I heard the WWE dropped the promotion.
Yep, they were a part of the WWE ID developmental program, and WWE has since dropped them from that program. Not that program, like, who have we really heard of coming out of that program?
But you know what? But you don't know potential. You might be. So look, what his actions that he performed, that he did. This guy probably can't wrestle ever again.
No, he started choking on his own blood. He lost all of his teeth. He's got facial injuries. How was this dude, like, this was premeditated?
Yes, it was premeditated.
Online assault. Like, forget that it's a wrestling show.
Look,
it's premeditated assault.
I understand the misunderstanding. You hit him with the beer can. All right, fine. You get pissed off. But dude, you don't make up with somebody and say, listen, you know what? My bad, this and that. Oh, we're good. Yes, I'm sorry that I did that with the can, this and that. I'll be pissed off too. If someone hit me with a can like that and did that, I'll be kind of pissed off too. But it's the actions of other people dictating you by trolling you and saying, yo, you let this guy punk you like that, man? Yo, you this and that, about all these things. And of course, he has no self-control. He had to do something, and now and think about this. You're beating up a wrestler that actually is going along with it, thinking it's part of the show. Do you obviously think that, yes, he's a professional MMA fighter? Do you think if this guy knew that this was really happening, that he wouldn't have put up some kind of a fight?
Right.
Come on, man. Yeah, it's messed up, and it really it's the disgusting side of the business and stuff like that. That things like this can happen, but things like this shouldn't happen. First of all, he ran into the ring. Was that even allowed? If that was part of the show, the people that were involved, the people that run the show, should be reliable for every single thing, for letting that happen.
They definitely should know whether or not him coming to the ring was planned or unplanned. If it's unplanned, they definitely should have been in there stomping him.
After all the social media was blowing up saying that he's going to kick his ass, he's going to beat his ass.
It was planned for him to come to the ring because someone from the organization, one of the promoters, is sitting there and tells him to get in the ring. The promoter's sitting right next to him and tells him to get in the ring. And then everybody just proceeds to sit there and watch this dude just get mollywopped on. The referee like shit his pants frozen.
Yeah, and then finally they came out and they took him off him. But dude, after the damage was done,
and I think that dude, if anybody, the dude Doug, who's the one that pulled Raja off of him, he said he's no longer working with this promotion. Give that dude an NXT tryout. I think he should get rewarded for this because he's the only one that did anything.
Yep.
He took damage because from what he said, because he's been all over the internet too, talking his side. Raja, after he tried to pull him off, Raja Jackson double underhooked him and tried to slam him, and he elbowed him in the head, and Raja hit it back, trying to get the dude to calm down, and he was bragging about it all the way out the building. Like, what? This is just unacceptable. Like, and I can't believe to see like wrestlers like Rob Van Dam and Mark Henry taking the side of Raja Jackson. Like, it's insane to me.
Yeah,
that don't make sense.
It. You know what? Look, that's the thing. You know, it's like not a lot of people are liked in the wrestling organizations. There's some people this and that, and some people just don't like certain people. Maybe they didn't like this dude at all. Maybe this dude, had a lot of baggage before. He did a lot of things too. He's but come on, man. But your fellow wrestler, your fellow friend or coworker or whatever, there should be some liability on that particular thing where, nobody deserves to get beat down like that. Unconscious. Once you're unconscious, look, he's right now. He's in the hospital. He's still freaking. Was it? It's still critical. He's still.
Last I heard, he's awake and he can talk, but he doesn't. He doesn't remember the events. He remembers that morning, but he doesn't remember like Raja Jackson or the match or Raja Jackson getting in the ring or anything like that.
I saw the whole thing with Rob Van Dam and Mark Henry, and it's like, dude, people are going to take that side, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know, man. It's see stuff like that. Look,
even if the guy is your boy, you gotta be able to say he's my boy, but he did some fucked up shit.
He did. Yeah. No, he did something stupid. He wasn't thinking straight. There's no place for that in the business. Also, another thing too. The side effects of concussions can definitely give you erratic behavior too. You have a lot of you see what the concussions done for football players, commit suicide. A lot of there's a lot of craziness. Like you listen, when you're playing wrestling, like football, all the hits you take, you're rattling your body, you're rattling your brain. Your brain is going everywhere. So, some people might have episodes where they have erratic behavior. After having a concussion, you don't know, man. It's like, look, I had a slight concussion one time when I was younger, because I hit my head on the freaking side of a car playing football in the snow. But you get that ringing in your head. But other than that, man, it's like, like you don't know what the true outcome of having a really bad concussion can do to you, man. It's like I said,
I see what you're saying.
Maybe like he was worried because he has a concussion. He hit him in the side of the head with the beer can. All right, fine.
But it's justified.
I know.
If he hit him in the face right then and there. So Syko Stu hits him with the beer can, and if Raja just jacked him right there, that's called for. It's warranted.
Yeah, exactly. But I know it took long, it prolonged, and then later on you got him in the ring when he wasn't paying attention and thinking that it was a whole work. And unfortunately, it turned out that way. But like I said, and not defending the fact that, but I'm just saying you're an athlete, you get a concussion, and then someone hits you in the side of the head with something, then that's the thing. And I understand that. You're freaking you try your professional career is an MMA fighter. You have to clear protocols to fight again after the concussion because that's where your money's coming from. And you're working on that. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, you get hit with the can in the side of your head. I can understand. He probably like, what the fuck?
So like Matt said, it has to be an instant.
Right there. And then I understand that, but it's the later on thing where he was getting taunted and trolled by his.
But see, then it falls on the promoter because when you watch the video, you see his body language. You see that Raja Jackson is not playing around. You see that he's serious. You see that he's not working. That he's not part of the show. That he's visibly angry. Syko Stu had tried several times to extend his hand and apologize and say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't until Raja Jackson was given the opportunity to get in the ring when, I just know him as Black Pearl. He's related to Rikishi somehow. Yeah. Part of the Anawani family.
He's Rikishi's nephew.
Okay. So it wasn't until he says, oh, well, we can work this in the show that Raja Jackson's like, sweet, right there. He's like, oh, I can get my hands on him and beat on this dude. Cool. We're cool then. Then he shakes Stu's hand. And in Stu's mind, it's like, all right, we're cool. And from what I've read and understand, that they had no other interactions until the moment Raja jumps in the ring. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, if Raja jacked Stu the minute he hit him with the beer can, cool, it's warranted.
Yeah, exactly. You
100%. There's your receipt.
Exactly.
But you don't build yourself up and let other people hype you up to commit a crime, basically almost murder this dude. And it's the fault of the promoters for offering that. And once they saw him get hyped up, after that, they should have never let him go out there. They should have said, you know what? Never mind. We're not going to do this. We're not going to play this angle. There's obviously something more here.
Exactly.
And they're following him around. They're watching his kick stream. They should have said, oh, well, he's premeditating this.
Yep.
First of all, you're an idiot for saying what you said on your stream.
That's it.
Basically condemning yourself. I don't know how he hasn't been arrested yet. And the promoter should have pulled him out of there. Now, how involved Rikishi is in all this? I don't know. I know he wasn't there. I don't know if this is just like if it's really his wrestling school, or if it's kind of like that Samoan, heritage where when one of them's well off, they provide for the other. So is he just buying a family member a wrestling school because that family member wasn't cut out to make it in the business,
but
he's just using his name to get people to come to that school? I don't know.
It still looks bad on Rikishi's for it.
Absolutely.
His name is on it.
And WWE has pulled their ID. They unfollowed Rikishi. WWE is like, we're already entangled with Vince McMahon, which we're going to get to that in a minute because there's more stuff out on Vince McMahon. And
the whole thing with Becky Lynch too. The whole thing with Becky Lynch.
The Becky Lynch thing right now with Ozzy Osbourne. They're already like, we got our own turmoil going on. We don't need this additional shit. And so they bailed out.
Yeah.
And it's just, it looks bad. It looks bad on the Cowboy dude. That dude, I guess, has released a statement today that was so like ignorant and it was like, woe is me. Like, oh, I'm sorry that Stu got beat up and it shouldn't have happened, but I'm not to blame for this. I tried to talk Raja out of this. I didn't tell him to go into the ring and get receipts. Motherfucker, it's on video. You're on video telling him, don't forget, you can get your receipt. Don't forget to get your receipt.
Yep.
Dude, you don't even know what a receipt is. Like, a receipt is when, if you're just tuning this for the first time, a receipt is when you're in the ring with an opponent and a guy's going a little too hard and he accidentally really hits you, you can hit him back. That's called giving a receipt. The receipt is given in the ring. It's not given later in the night after something happens in the ring.
The best example of that is when with Brock Lesnar and Bronson
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman knees him in the face. Brock gives him a couple jabs to show him, there you go, you're done.
And it happened with, I don't know if either of you remember Maven. That's what I remember, Maven and Taz. Maven went a little hard and hit Taz in the head, and then you see Taz tap him on the forearm after the match, and then Taz hit him with a clothesline.
Yep.
There's your receipt. Letting him know, hey, your receipt's coming. Normally you let a guy know that that's going to happen, or the guy's aware of it. You don't just take him when his back's turned to you and slam him unconscious and then proceed to just beat him. They don't let you do that in the UFC. The minute the dude's out, the ref stops the fight. They're not going to let you sit there and beat on. He landed upward of 20-something punches.
He was wailing him, man.
Yes,
boom,
he was.
Boom, boom. Yo, dude, that was some crazy shit, man.
There's a difference between WWE punches are over, or even pro wrestling punches are over the top. They're made to look big and devastating, but they're not.
When you look at the side angle, he's not even touching the dude half the time.
And then, like, you get here, and then he's just like, boom, 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 just unloading on him, and nobody's stopping him. It took this Doug dude to come out of the back and stop.
Out of the back. He had a crazy in itself. He had to come out of the back to get help.
And if you listen to his statement, because him and a bunch of other guys from this promotion went on a podcast, he said the minute he went in the back, the guy in Gorilla said, hey, can you hang around? Because we have a feeling something's going to happen, and we might need you to get involved. They knew something was going to happen.
And that's another thing, too. They knew. So that's the problem. You see, look, it was
it to this extent? Probably not, but they knew.
They knew that it could be an altercation.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
All I know is, like, I hope, Rampage Jackson came out and said, I have 3 sons. 2 of them I've saved money for college. 1 of them I've saved for bail. And I think we know which one he was saving bail money for. And I think he's going to need a lot more than bail money, because I think there's going to be a lot of lawsuits coming at him, whether it's people in the crowd that had kids that were there, whether it's Stu's family.
It was horrifying.
Stu's fucking mom was in the audience. Stu's own mom had to sit there and watch her son just get beat to a pulp.
Oh, and the crazy thing is, he has his father's attitude. Remember when Rampage broke the door, ripped the freaking door off the thing, kicked the hole in the door, and freaking took off. He destroyed the door.
Oh yeah, man. Oh, I do remember that.
Yeah, so
it's shitty on Rampage that he's gonna have to essentially, he's gonna be targeted because he's a celebrity for the actions of his son.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It's funny you say that. Funny you say that. Jersey just somewhere in Jersey actually just set out a law. If your kids do something stupid and they destroy property or do something stupid, the parents will be held liable. And I think if your kid, I'll be honest with you, if your kid does something stupid, the parents should be to blame, and the parents should be held accountable for your son's actions or your daughter's actions, whoever does anything stupid. That's just me, because people get away with so much, and the parents just sit there. Oh my God, no! Listen, your son does something stupid.
Not to get too real world, but we were talking wrestling here. But anytime you get these young kids, and you guys know, I work with young kids. Anytime these kids, they know, hey, nothing's gonna happen to me until I'm 18.
But he's in his 20s. Raja Jackson's in his 20s.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that talking about what Dom's talking about.
Yeah.
If you start holding their parents accountable, maybe they'll start getting held accountable at home. A lot of these kids don't get held accountable at home. But
I don't think Rampage Jackson should be held accountable for Raja's actions at all, because he's a grown ass man.
No. Raja is a grown man. He has to know his own right from wrong. His father's day of helping him are over.
But apparently LAPD
maybe not monetarily.
LAPD is investigating it, but he's not been arrested yet. Several wrestlers have already come out and donated to the GoFundMe. Rusev has, Chris Jericho has, Mr. Beast has.
Oh, Mr. Beast. He's got a lot. Figure Mr. Beast. He's not even a wrestling fan. A millionaire that he made off doing his own thing. It's kind of crazy, man. He's like the richest. He's the richest YouTuber.
Yeah. But I hope Syko Stu has a speedy recovery and comes back
Agree.
to the business.
Hopefully.
I mean, it could be too that they're gonna luck out and he's a lifer because he's been there. He's a retired Army veteran. He started wrestling to help control his PTSD. It could be that he doesn't press charges because he's a lifer in the promotion and he loves the promotion, and they might luck out there, and that's why he hasn't been arrested yet. Maybe because there hasn't been any. Stu hasn't.
He turned around and said, "I deserve this because it's my actions." But even though, man,
it's not even just like his mother could press charges. Yeah. Anybody in the audience could press charges.
Mm-hmm. A lot of civil suits.
It's going to be interesting to see how all of this kind of plays out, but it's really been the dominating topic in the professional wrestling world this year.
Hey, Leftover Zaggy said it could be a promotion next year. Now, next SummerSlam facing Jake, some other streamer, boom, $1 billion. Easy. Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong, technically.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see it happening, but I don't think it will. I don't even know if this promotion will be in business anymore.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, aside. Do you think now that he made a name for himself, Raja, right? He made a name for himself. Press charge. Do you think that somebody's going to want to fight him? He's going to wind up showing up in a big pay-per-view down the road?
No, I think they're going to have a hands-off policy on him.
Yeah, I don't think nobody's going to work with him. Nobody's going to touch him.
Okay.
There's heat, and then there's the wrong kind of heat, and that's what he went and got himself, is the wrong kind of heat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think, honestly, I mean, I can blame Stu right up until a point. Like, okay, you don't know that he's you don't know that he's working or not, and you hit him with the beer can. But you probably should have checked with somebody beforehand. But
agreed.
Whoever invited Raja there definitely knows what he's capable of.
Yep.
And it seems almost premeditated by the way they walk him up there and kind of introduce him to Stu. So it seems like Cowboy Dude may have had ulterior motives here. And from what I've read, they've had problems in the past. So he could have egged him on to get revenge on Stu for something that happened in the past because they have issues.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Oh, kind of a, what do they call it? Doxing?
No, it wouldn't be doxing. It would be more like payback
Hitman.
Or something. I don't know.
Hitman.
You could call it hitman, I guess. I mean, technically, it could be murder for hire because the dude brought him in. But
if
they're not paying him, almost killed him. But if anything, Raja Jackson should face his consequences in this.
Yep.
It shouldn't happen. This is just goes to show you why
never should happen.
Celebrities really have no business in professional wrestling if they're not going to be handled well. That's why you leave it to WWE. These smaller promotions shouldn't be inviting these celebrities, or they shouldn't be getting involved in things. I understand it started as an accident, but it escalated to
something bigger.
Something way bigger.
The bigger promotions, AEW, definitely WWE, aren't just bringing Jelly Roll in to have a fight. Jelly Roll's working in the performance center. He's doing stuff.
Yeah.
He's learning how to what the work is. You're pulling someone off the street who doesn't know that stuff. This is kind of what you're going to end up getting, or something hopefully less serious. But
because what I've seen, I can fully understand how Stu could misconstrue the situation because he sees cameras coming up. He's like, all right, we're always working. He sees the cameras following Raja. They bring him up. They have this face-to-face, and he's in character. I don't know why, there's got to be something there as to why he was in character right off the rip. But kayfabe, I guess, whatever. He's in character, and he's like, I'm Syko Stu. You never heard of me? He's like, no. And then he smashed him with a beer can. And he literally says, aren't you going to sell it? You hear him say, aren't you going to sell it? So he's clearly in the mindset that this dude is working.
What?
And everyone around him's like, yo, he's not working. He's not working. He's not working.
That brings up an interesting point that I wonder if he was told he was working. Like someone said, he's going to be working, and he's really not.
Yeah, I don't know.
So then he goes up, he does the beer can shot.
Could have been a misunderstanding. You're right.
I don't even, it could be a misunderstanding. Could have been part of that work. Oh, get him to hit him with or do something to him, and we'll spice it up a little bit in IRL. So,
I mean, again, if you want to knock him the fuck out right there, cool, more power to you. Then we're talking about a different situation. You're saying, oh, dude didn't know, fucked up, and he found out. Yep. Don't wait hours later and knock him unconscious and beat him within an inch of his life to a point where he's left flatlining in the ring, choking on his own blood and teeth. It's not cool. And then to have the audacity to have somebody slide in the ring and pin the dude on top of it. for the ref to not just stop the match, stop everything after they move Rampage Jackson away. They literally have somebody, dude, slide in the ring and pin Syko Stu, and the ref counts the 1, 2, 3.
I think there was a distraction element.
I think. See, I actually no. You're right. I think they tried to do that to probably sell it that it was that it wasn't real, because probably there was kids horrified. Probably the parents are like, "What the hell's going on?" People are seeing it, so maybe they did that just to say, "Yeah, it was part of the show."
Yeah.
Part of the show.
Do something, make it look like it's part, and get them out of there.
Yeah, but it took so damn long.
Again, never should have happened. Never
and the wrestling promotion is not standing behind Stu. They're telling people telling the wrestlers, hey, don't talk to police. If police come to ask you questions and talk to you, refer them to us and we'll take care of it. Don't say anything to police. Why are you trying to cover it up? It's all over the internet. There's video. You can't cover it up. You might as well just go, oh shit, well, we can't control this one, and wash your hands of it and let your cards lie where they may.
Yep.
I don't know. But best wishes to Syko Stu, and hopefully you recover soon. You get back to professional wrestling, if you even come back to professional wrestling.
Exactly.
Hopefully,
hopefully will.
There's not irreparable damage done, and you'll be back able to do what you love. All right, moving on.
In the ring, the lights go down. Roaring crowd, they scream and shout. Chants echo, shaking the ground. Warriors clash, the game is found. Welcome to